I've connected to. Yeah, no, I have connected to laptop only, no problem. It is the same thing. It is working fine.
Okay, so let's continue from where we left. So, but by any chance you remember the question?
Let me recall. Difference and similarity, Sarva Priyanda, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you think is your answer?
Okay. I will give just a generic answer, not a spiritual answer. You want what answer? That's important. Generic or spiritual?
I don't know, whatever you want to answer.
I think I am capable of giving only generic now. If I give spiritual, it is above my level. It's a theoretical. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I am okay with anything, but...
Okay. What is the difference? He is advanced person in spirituality compared to me. And he is able to experience and talk in that level. And in this life, the way he has invested time for his spirituality and growth, he is very passionate there. There is no force or anything. And we can clearly experience the journey. And when we listen to him, it appeals that he talks something which is convincing to us, intellectually and spiritually convincing. And he is the walk the talk, I feel. I think he has given some examples. I remember once they're all going together in, I think when he was a novice, he uses that word, Swami, monk, in Dakshineshwar. I think there was some Advaitam related, some lecture was going on, detachment. After that is over, all these monks came out and they are just going through one building to other building, and they have seen nice flowers there. And those monks started liking the flowers. They said how beautiful it is. That time the teacher also passed through. Then he said, now you are attached to the flowers. Don't get attached. He is able to give attention up to that level. Attachment means. And if you have something, say food, when somebody offers up, you eat. If you say no salt, extra salt, anything, if you talk, he says you are attached to food. That way he is able to give multiple examples that attachment means what and how we have to manage life without attachment to be more spiritual. That is what I feel the difference. And from the common similarity point of view, now only spirituality I can say. The similarity is from, he is also made out of Panchabhutas, his body, mine is also same. And next, Sukshma Sharira coming. Sukshma Sharira is not visible, it's only experience. He is having same thing, Manasu Buddhi Chitta Ahankara, me also same thing. But inside that, there's a difference, what he is having and what me is having. And then the goal point of view, I think both of us, we know that he is very clear about the goal and the path also. For me, I think I need to go more deeper to reach that level. That is called difference. But if either intellectually or whatever practice point of view, if I remove that, there is no difference between he and me. It's a similar. It is the same energy, innermost. It is the same energy. It is like a space, there is something called, we use the word, my house is having a lot of space. But other thing says that in the space only I built the house. It is something, his understanding is space everywhere. My understanding is inside my home there's a lot of space. I'm trying to understand it. The whole thing is within the space. So that way, similarity and the difference. And when you said that the meeting, he's coming to Bangalore, going and meeting, I thought initially, wow, I'm going to meet him. But I was thinking that why you are not excited when he's coming to Bangalore and meeting. You are enabling us to meet, but not yourself. Then I thought, listening to him in the video or meeting him there, from the spiritual point of view, should not be any difference. If he wants to communicate with me when I am already in the spiritual path, he knows how to communicate. Maybe he's communicating to me through videos or through you or something. But his sanidhya, if you go to him, I know that just going and not talking also, some energy flowing from him to us. But again, that is also an attachment. So when your second message, it was something different now, that he is not having that kind of time here to meet. So I never felt that I lost anything with that idea. If I want to listen to him, he is available. And I never felt that I should go and meet him in other cities. If he's in Bangalore, that also I felt that, there is no need of applying leave and meeting him. If he's there in the morning, evening, Saturday, Sunday, and all is fine. Otherwise, no need. Was my just thinking.
Okay, good.
Okay. I don't know what I have spoken is in line with your question.
I don't have any expectation at all, but I just asked three of you, what is the similarity and difference between you and Sarva Priyananda?
Yes.
So, if this question were to be asked to me, I would...
Name is different. Rupa is different. All other things are same.
No. If somebody would have asked me, I would have answered this way. So, first is Jagat. So, you have two names. Your name and his name.
Yeah.
So, 5 ways of looking. First, did the name come first or you came first or the body came first? The body came first and then the name.
Yes.
And the body started growing after coming and then you put a name to that. Name seems eternal, but the body is growing. So then if that is true, then can you have a relationships set? You can change the name, you can set relationship, you can do whatever you want. Because the body is growing, but you are not growing. You are whatever you are. So if we put that in Jagat Jivi Ishvara, in the Jagat you have names. So you have one name called Bhatt and another name called Sarva Priyananda. When we come to the Jivi, you find that he is struggling, you are also struggling. He is struggling to escape, you are also struggling to escape. He is struggling to escape from suffering, you are also trying to struggle out of suffering or escape out of suffering. The suffering here is death and again rebirth. So he is doing the same thing, you are doing the same thing. He has taken a vritti called as giving discourses, you have taken a vritti called as job, but both are doing the same thing. If you come to Ishvara, you are powered by that Ishvara, he is also powered by Ishvara. So if we negate or put neti in that, then the world is mithya, totally. Because the Jivi is dependent on Ishvara, it has no independent existence. And the Jivi is dependent on name, which is Jagat. And Jagat is dependent on the Jivi. That means if the body goes away, then that person is gone. As long as the body is possessing or it's there, You can name that person and say he is my father, or he is my brother or son, or whatever it is. But that person goes away, then all relationships cease to exist. So now the question is, what's the difference between Bhatt and Sarva Priyananda? There is absolutely no similarity nor differences. It's only one. That's the answer.
No similarity also.
There's nothing to be similar. Similar is only Ishvara.
It is same.
It's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
It's not even called as similar. It's one.
This one.
Otherwise, if you say similar, it again becomes Dvaita.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, why am I not excited enough to meet Sarva Priyananda? Because there is nothing to be excited about. Excitement is Jagat. The pain of not meeting is Jivi. The powerhouse is, the power bank is Ishvara. So if I value Sarva Priyananda more than me, I am in Jagat, already suffering.
Yes.
So he is doing his job. You are doing your job. You are working for a company. He is working for Vedanta society. That's all. He is wearing one kind of dress.
Moksha is finally mindset here, right?
Yes.
Whether I am doing this work or he is doing discourse work, it is the most ritualistic part of life.
Yes.
But not moksha part.
Yes, that's what I wanted to tell you. So, my wife gave me exactly the same explanation, almost the same explanation of what you gave. How do you know he has achieved more than you? What is the basis?
No idea.
No idea. So how are you then estimating it? When we start estimating, or when we start multiplying, estimating, adding up, or doing whatever, it is Jagat. But if you really see, Sarva Priyananda is as much suffering as you are. He is suffering enough to get liberation. You are also suffering enough to find peace. So both are the same. He is doing one another difference which I was informing Lata. The only difference between you or us and him is that he has taken that as his full time, but still it is a job. So he has to follow the mannerisms of Ramakrishna Math. Yes or no?
Correct.
So what's the difference then?
He's not a Jivan Mukta, and not sure of becoming Jivan Mukta also.
Yes. So he...
Because...
Yeah, go ahead.
Because he has to prepare for giving the discourses. He has to satisfy so many people in YouTube and everywhere nowadays. And then, spiritually he has to grow. That's what... Jivan Mukta means doesn't matter. Like Chandrasekhar, Swamiji, Bharati Swamiji. It doesn't matter whether you have position or not. You are spiritual seeker. And you are practicing that. That is not there with him, right? When we see.
Yes, you can visibly, just instead of getting into what we can say perceptions, we can divide it by three. One is Jagat, one is Jivi, one is Ishvara. So if you look from a Jagat perspective, he is bound by Ramakrishna Math. You are bound by the organization. So all his actions, whatever he does, he cannot do it without the permission of Ramakrishna Math. Your actions are bound by the company where you are working. So they both are same. Okay. Now he has to get prepared with slide and with this and that and read and all that. You also have to do the same thing. You have to read, you have to do all of that. You have to come out with a strategy, how you want to take care of the project. He's not paid, but you are paid. Okay, so he has voluntarily dissolved that, so people have to feed him. So my sister was saying that the place where he's staying, he's a gifted one, so he just stays there, and the volunteers, they by turns they give him breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Is it? Oh.
Right, that's what they do. For clothing also, for keeping him warm, etc., they donate.
So they don't have that set up there, ashram, like
No.
Bangalore?
No,
Oh.
that place is gifted. That property is gifted. So the other volunteers nearby New York and Philadelphia and all that, they come and donate. Okay, for the service he is rendering. For the service you are rendering, you are being paid salary. For the service he is rendering, he is paid, he is taken care of. So both are same as far as Jagat is concerned. Now come to GV. We are trying this, we are meeting every day from 8:30 to 9:30 religiously, not because we want to meet, but we want to find the path of liberation, because we know anytime we'll be reborn, and we don't want that to happen. So that means all of us are suffering, and not knowing it is Ishvara only which is there is a suffering. The day we know it's only Ishvara and nobody existed at all, then you are Mukta. And hence Advaita. See, now in this, no Sarva Priyananda came, nobody came, right? It's the same. Story is the same. So it doesn't matter whether we meet, it doesn't matter if we don't meet. Because you can see suffering in everyone. He's trying route of liberation in one way. We are now trying in another way. So what's the difference between a worldly person and a spiritual seeker? Is that a worldly person believes that he is going to be eternal and he will do something for that eternal. Meaning he will eat good food, he will take care of his health, etc., so that he will not fall sick and he will not die. He knows that there is hospitalization and there is insurance, there is this, there is that. So he believes that nothing is going to happen to him. Even though he is seeing so many people are dying, and he feels that he will not die, others will die. That's a very strong mentality what that person is possessing. So he is called as a normal worldling who is bound on karma. So he wouldn't know. A spiritual seeker is one who can see that there is a flaw in that way of thinking. No matter how much you take care of your health or whatever, it is conditioned by karma. So when the karma plays a different game, no matter how much that person had taken care of his health, that's not going to come. So he wants to see what is the cause and what are the effects of this karma, and he comes spiritual. Now when he comes into spiritual, or she comes into spiritual, they will know that it's happening to everyone. Every being is suffering, because it's not supposed to be existing like this at all. It's supposed to be existing as one, not as separate. Now it is appearing as separate, pratibimba, or the reflection. And hence he sees the flaw in Jagat. And then he sees the suffering in Jivi. And hence he leaves the funny side of Jagat. So Jagat Mithya. He sees only suffering, which is Jivi. And he ends the suffering by merging with Brahman, which is Ishvara. So he is blissful. Jivan Mukta.
So Jivan Mukta doesn't matter where you are, which ashram you are.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter whether you're working in the organization also.
Jivan Mukta means the entire world is yours. And you are there somewhere.
You are there, part of the universe only. That's all.
Yes.
Now you don't have any bondage. You are not bound to anything. So you can be working.
It doesn't matter where you are. You can be anywhere.
You can be anywhere, you can be doing any vritti. But you are not, in your mind, there is no vritti.
Yes.
So the suffering is gone. When the suffering is gone, you are released. The you is released from that.
See, we are using the word suffering. I agree, when you have something beyond your need, if you want, if you don't get, that's one type of suffering. No problems. But your basic need of food is not available for you, or clothing, or shelter, not available. Your basic need. That is real suffering, right?
No, everything is suffering only, but to possess that, you need to struggle, which is a suffering.
Oh, my basic need is suffering. Okay. Now, a person by birth is having his basic need. Okay, for example, you see some politicians, they have enough money for next 2-3 generations. Now, one person is born in his family. That person really to become a Jivan Mukta, like Buddha, for example. No need to do any earning. Simply that money available, put in the bank and manage your life without having any expectations. Is it much easier compared to the people who struggle for food and all that? Because there is no struggle there.
I think you are missing the point, but eating itself is a suffering. See, you eat, it goes away. Again you have to eat. Again it goes away. Again you have to eat. Again it goes away. Isn't it a suffering?
But when you eat, you feel a sense of satisfaction.
No, you will not.
You are hungry, you are eating.
Correct. You are hungry, you are eating. Have you thought why are you hungry? Can you solve that disease? Because all of the diseases...
If you say that is a disease, no solution.
Exactly, that is a suffering. That is exactly the suffering.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Even if you have prarabdha, if you have enough money, if you have taken birth, then you will be dying. Till then it is suffering.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. No matter how much you had, it doesn't matter. You will die.
Alasya, nidra, everything is suffering then.
Yes, it is indeed. If you really see, just watch, but morning onwards, you need a coffee.
That dependency is very high.
Yes, you need quite a coffee, and I require a tea.
You have to take bath. If you don't take bath, you know that shower, your energy is gone.
No, because you stink. The thing is, the body stinks. So the stinking smell has to be removed through water. Isn't that a suffering?
Yes.
Okay. Then you have to eat. Okay, before eating, you have to go to the toilet. Isn't that a suffering? And you see the fun.
Whole process is suffering only.
Yes, there is no fun anywhere. There is no pleasure anywhere. See, we'll look at this way. What is the difference between a patient of dialysis and a normal person? The normal person's kidney is able to throw out the impurities and he is getting urine. It is not getting blocked, so he goes and urinates. In the case of a dialysis person, the blood is not getting purified and hence he struggles. But both are suffering only. You try holding urine, you will come to know what the suffering is. So, in no thing you will find anything other than suffering. So, GV is suffering only.
unknowable truth of
Yes.
Mukta.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Exactly. This
If
you
you
have
have
to
taken birth, the prarabdha is suffering. That is again simplified version.
Yes, prarabdha itself is suffering, right? You have to suffer till you end the journey. What more is required?
So if you say Jivan Mukta when you are say still prarabdha karma is not over, that phala, that part is called what for Jivan Mukta? The remaining part is Jivan Mukta somewhere in between,
No,
but
what?
prarabdha is not over.
No. The mukti is where? Mukti is in the mind. The mind doesn't hold on to anything now. What is Jivan?
Okay.
Meaning new life will
Same
not
thing.
come.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. So there is no holding on in the mind. And because there is no holding on in the mind, he will not be reborn. You have to hold something to be reborn. So whatever we are reading, Upanishad or Bhagavad Gita or Vivekachudamani or Buddha teaching or whatever we want to do, it's only to address this suffering. You are going to
the
be
maximum
Yeah.
this the Shastra what it comes is in the mind you have so many things. So for that you have solutions in Bhagavad Gita and all that. If you don't have mind, nothing is required.
Yes.
But the people who attain that enlightenment, that is Brahmajnana, that jnana is there inside.
Jnana of what? That I am Ishvara.
Yeah, that is there inside, within him.
Correct. That is what is required. So the Jivi is given up. See, first he gave up Neti Jagat. Then he gave up that I am the Jivi. Now he got Ishvara. Now he gives up Ishvara also. Knowing that your Ishvara is realization, giving up that you are Ishvara is Jivan Mukti. So when we say somebody is realized, he has realized himself, the truth that he is Ishvara alone. There is no Jivi, there is no Jagat. So Buddha way of doing it is watching the suffering. Upanishad way of doing is watching the Ishvara. That's the difference, that's all. But both are same. Which is easier? Suffering is easier than watching Ishvara because you require tremendous experience to see Ishvara. And hence Buddha teaching is a step-by-step approach, and Vedanta jumps from one to another. But that is also correct. If you can understand between Jivi, Jagat, Ishvara, and then you are able to give up the Jivi and Jagat and come to Ishvara, and you are going to be able to remove the Ishvara also, then you are liberated, Jivan Mukta. The moment you leave the moment you leave Jagat, space gets created in your mind. So you'll start to see everything spacious because there is no obstacle now, because Jagat is gone. Like, my friend, they was so eager and excited to meet Sarva Priyananda. The reason being that he has Jagat. Even though he says he has understood Sakshi Bhava and all that, but practically it is not working out for him. So he keeps on going around places. He went someplace last month. So he keeps on searching. The seeking and searching is still there. That is what GV is all about.
You're talking about Sarva Priyanda?
No, my friend who wanted to meet Sarva Priyananda.
Okay.
So he is so eager. He is so, he was so happy that my sister was able to talk, and then he said yes, he can translate to Kannada. So now he's ready. Not able to realize that is Jagat. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, trying to understand Jagat only.
Yes, what's the point? He has written Osho book, now he is writing this book. What difference does it make? But that is what he wants to do. Isn't he suffering? Yes, he is suffering.
He is suffering more than any one of us because his desire or tudita is much higher.
Yes, so now he is okay not to meet Sarva Priyananda, but it is not easy, right? Now he would have planned so many things, and now that is not happening. So GV, irrespective of whether meeting Sarva Priyananda or not, he is suffering only. Now it is more suffering.
Yes.
Right. But if he would have realized that there is no Sarva Priyananda at all in the first place, and neither he is also there in the first place, would he have been suffering? He has already translated so many books of Osho. But what is the use?
More of theoretical mind he will have.
Yes.
But even after all this, he has not realized at least.
No. That is what I keep on asking him. He says, we both have had lot of discussions. Okay. And he knows that he needs to do Sakshi Bhava. So I tell him, how do you do it? He doesn't know how. So we keep on discussing. It is a nice discussion, but all our discussions have ended with a T. That's all.
Yeah, but it's also cannot be taught in words.
That is correct.
How to be a Sakshi Bhava.
No, that is correct. That is correct. So what the person needs to do is to stop the vritti. See, any person, if he is inquisitive enough to go to a particular place, that if I go to that place, it will be good vibration, like what Bhatt said just now, that if I go, even if I don't have a question, I will go in the presence of Sarva Priyananda, I will get that energy. That itself is Jagat. Because you are Ishvara, so what energy you should get from whom? So he keeps on searching like that. He say, that place, this vibration will come, this place, that will come. So he keeps on going around. He has gone so many places in search of that. In fact, near Bhatt's ancestral home, not the place where he is staying now, but in near Kasargod, there is Nityananda Ashram. So myself and he were supposed to go there and meditate. There are caves. So he wanted me to see the cave. So we planned, and then COVID came, and after that Kerala government closed it. So many things happened. So he wants me to do that. I keep on telling him, you can do the same thing at your room. Why should you go all over there to do the same thing? See, after you go to the cave, 10 minutes, half an hour down the line, you will walk away from that cave. It's cold. Then you have to have some coffee. Then you drink coffee. Then after that, hunger will be there. Then you have to eat. Then after that, you have to go to the bathroom. So then you have to go there. Then after that, you come back. And then you sit for some time. And then again, you have to do the same process all over again. Which I can do it sitting at my room itself. Why should I go somewhere? Exactly the same thing I'm doing. What difference I'm doing?
Yeah, wherever you go, you take your mind with you, right? You cannot keep the mind away and go.
Exactly. You are the mind. So where will you keep it?
Yes.
So, if we do this Jivi Jagat Ishvara and then take the Jagat, throw the Jagat out, then take the Jivi, then you really penetrate suffering. The first noble truth, Dukkha. Everything is Dukkha. There is not even one which is not Dukkha there. So once you penetrate that, everything is straightforward. So you see the suffering in Jivi, you know you are not a Jivi, you are an Ishvara. So you drop the Jivi and enter into Ishvara. So you will feel the bliss, which you can call it as Atma, your own self. It's called self-realization. So you realize your true potential, which is away from Jagat and Jivi. And then you drop that Atma view also, because there is nothing called as Atma. It is appearing everywhere. It's not my Atma. So you remove that. Once that is removed, you are liberated, because there is no binding anywhere now. And hence Jivan Mukti.
Yeah, that's why I think, and that's why when you really find you are nothing, that's when the ego will immediately drop off.
Yes, absolutely. Not only ego will drop off, the mind, the what I can say, the buddhi becomes so refined that the buddhi is not at all there. There is no need for buddhi to operate, because Viveka has come now in the place of buddhi. And that you are in Vairagya, nothing basically draws near you. It doesn't pull, because there is no mind to pull. Because Ishvara is shining on everything. So you are done. Journey ends. The train stops. This is exactly what Angulimala and Buddha's talk is. So Angulimala wants to kill Buddha for the last finger. And then Buddha, using the supernormal powers, will run. And Angulimala runs double the speed but still cannot catch Buddha. And then Angulimala shouts, "Stop." Buddha says, "I stopped long time ago, you are running. It's you who have to stop, not me." And that is understood immediately by Angulimala. So he throws off that necklace of 999 fingers and prostrates to Buddha, saying that, "Now you opened my eyes. All my life I have been running. Now I have stopped." So the mind running is gone. So you still do the same thing. You go to job, you go wherever, you do whatever. You are now self-realized person. At least bare minimum you are realized. And then you are liberated, because there is no you at all. So you just do whatever is given prarabdha, do it. That's a present karma. Keep on doing it without any expectation, because there is nothing to expect. What is there to be expecting there? Only if mind is there, there is expectation. If there is no mind, there is no expectation. So you just do whatever you are doing, and you don't have to go anywhere, come anywhere. Just go. Let's say our office starts. So if someday somebody tells me, "Come to office," go to office. If someday there is no need to go to office, stay at home. Then someday go to office, go to office. Whether the traffic is there, I have to wear double mask or I have to do this or do that. The double mask is not being put on my nose, on the nose, but not to me anyway. It is on the body. That's all. Sit there and come back. What happened? Full silence.
I'm just thinking, you use the name that Nityananda Ashram, that person wanted to be your friend. Yeah, right now here, that is what the teaching says.
Correct.
Because we forget that there is something great within us here, and that's what we.
Correct.
So we keep searching outside and we don't get outside, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Nobody has got anything outside. Everything has been inside only. Outside are only.
Yes, I need to start now.
Oh yes, we can also stop.
I will drop off. Huh?
No, we can also.
Yeah. So I think good. So I think you started with the suffering, looking at suffering. I think only when you really understand that we are suffering and then we don't want to do this again in a very deep sense, then only the mokshatva will come.
Correct. Absolutely.
Till the time it will not come.
Yes. Yeah, Bhatt and Sriri, you want to continue or shall we do it tomorrow?
I'm okay to continue, or tomorrow also okay.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah. You can continue. I will go to the YouTube and listen. No issues.
Okay.
You continue. I will drop.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Okay, Lata.
Okay.
Good day, Lata. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good day. Bye.
Yeah, so this is all what it is. But whether you want to follow Buddha teaching, you want to follow Vedanta, you want to follow whatever, the ultimate is only this much. You remove the Jivi and Jagat. That's all.
I think with this understanding what we have studied so far, maybe completion of this book. Now you are talking about only Lakshanas of Jivan Mukta and all that.
Correct.
So basic teaching is already done. There is nothing that we need to search anywhere. It is there and
Yes.
you realize, correct?
Yes, so there is no point in looking at which Upanishad I will now go through and what I will go through.
Yeah, Prarabdha will pull you based on that. You may have to move one place to other place, mind going from one to another, vritti is changing from one to other. All that will happen because that is the Prarabdha.
Correct.
And just allow Prarabdha to continue on its own. You don't have to interfere and create more karma.
Correct, absolutely. So now you see, because of Prarabdha, you are in America right now.
Yes.
And because of your daughter's Prarabdha, she is working in America.
Correct.
Because you are connected to your daughter as a Runanubandha, it made you reach America. That's all. So there is nothing to... yeah, go ahead.
So there is nothing that the desire I should have. If I have a desire, that's a problem because I am not able to fulfill.
Yes. In this life, which is a suffering now.
Yeah, then it will again, that desire will continue to next life.
Yes, and you do just... yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because if I think that I need that, maybe I need to travel and see some countries. In this life, if I am not able to do it, there will be another life for me to travel. I may be born in the family of where there are too many travel happens.
Correct. And the objective is to keep on traveling. So basically...
Yeah, so better not to have any desire.
Yes. So when you remove the desire, you are already in Vimukti, because that is what creates new birth conditions.
So I should not have any goals also, because goal is itself is a part of that desire.
No, goal is Jagat. See, you have to split it into three parts. Desire is Jagat. Then goal is also Jagat. And to fulfill that desire and to fulfill that goal, Jivi suffers.
Yes, they'll be doing karma, suffers.
It does karma and suffers. Where did the Jagat
So,
come? Yeah, go ahead.
if you don't have any goal, realize now, because there's no goal, no, that you have to
Achieve.
study something or practice something or do something. There is nothing.
There's nothing, but you still will be able
Don't have goal.
no, but still you will be able to work in the society, because now you don't have your personal goal. Because
See, people, what they do, for example, I have seen the retired life, my RBI layout. Till then, earning was their goal. After that, maybe they want to, their children somewhere, they go meet and all that. I have seen after 1 or 2 years, they think, no, that is also not right. You contribute back. Whatever you have money, give back whenever people suffer. That is also their goal. You do that. And they will be looking for some opportunity to contribute. Maybe small or whatever, they do that. But that is also a desire, right? Contribution that I want to do. That I is there.
yes, it's still a desire only.
So whenever any situation comes, you see that time. There is no need to do any advanced planning for doing something. Because if that as per plan doesn't work, generally doesn't work, then you are suffering. Your mind will start feeling that I could have done it, I have not done.
Yes. See, the thing is like this.
Can I also say, because of my prarabdha, I had some desire not fulfilled, I can always think that, it is because of prarabdha I could not fulfill, and stop it there. That's it.
Yes, see, another easy way out is all desires are rooted in Jagat. You remove the Jagat in the mind. Jagat means,
If you remove Jagat, there is no question of desire at all. It's as if you are not born here.
yes, so you will get rid of Jagat, which is Vairagya. But you will still function, because now you are so compassionate of everyone, because you can see every being suffering. As a wife, somebody is suffering. As a daughter, somebody is suffering. As a employer, somebody is suffering. As an employee, somebody is suffering. As a car driver, somebody is suffering. As a bus driver, somebody is suffering. If you look at all humans, they are taken some role which they really are not, and they are suffering. Now you find that you are not suffering that. So isn't it the most happiness you have gained? And so you will be able to interact with the world much easily than what you were interacting earlier. Because you don't
So
have...
you'll get a feeling of there is no bhaya now. We have
Yes.
some shloka, na bhoge,
Yes.
rogavayam, kulechati bhayam, kaye kritantat bhayam. There is no bhaya because no desire.
Yes,
You are not losing anything. If somebody dies in front of you, it is prarabdha only.
correct.
And it is visible in front of you. Just smile. What else you can do?
Yes, he has ended, the body has ended its journey. What to do? In the Jagat, people cry, but you know you also are suffering the same as that person.
Yeah, magnitude of suffering is different between.
Yes, yeah, magnitude of suffering is different, but the suffering is same. See, the best suffering for any person, no matter whether whoever, rich or poor, this religion, that religion, is that every now and then he has to drink water. He can somehow forget eating.
Same universal rule. Universal rule.
Yes, he has to drink water. If the drinking water is removed, that person will die. Second rule, not only drinking water is important, you require oxygen, amla janaka. So you require oxygen for breathing, water for sustaining the body. You might skip food 1 or 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, no problem. But water is required. Isn't that a disease in the first place. No matter whichever country that person is.
Yeah, every second a change happens.
Yes, so he has to...
If a heartbeat is just stopping for, say, 4 or 5 seconds,
That's
that
it.
is nothing but death. That's it, gone.
Yeah, and there is no person also to search.
Nothing.
Nothing is there. So, Jagat, if we drop, Jivi can be seen suffering in every dimension. If there is job, there is suffering. If there is no job also, there is suffering. If there is school, there is suffering. If there is no school also, there is suffering. That means being born itself is a suffering.
Yes.
So you have to stop that birth in order to stop the death. And this is the teaching of the Buddha. Now what Vedanta does is, it gives the same thing in a different way. Starting with Ishvara. So it says, you are Ishvara, you are not Jivi. Know that. And that is very difficult to achieve. That doesn't mean that it is not right. It is right.
So, either Buddha teaching or any teachings, they flow through your thought process for you to give a clarity. Once the clarity is achieved, it is same for all.
Yes, exactly.
Because there is nothing true there.
Yes. So that is the reason. But in the morning, I can talk Vedanta without adding anything on Buddha. And in the evening, when I do lecture series on Buddha, I don't add anything on Vedanta.
Mm.
It doesn't conflict. It doesn't even come in my purview.
Yeah, there is no conflict at all. Conflict is at the Jagat level.
Yes. So when you remove Jagat,
In Ishvara level, is there a conflict?
no, cannot be.
No.
At the GV level, you will see everybody suffering. See that people who are coming in the night, we start at 8:30, end at 10 p.m. or some days 10:30. We spend so much time. Why? Because suffering. They are not getting what they want in the world. And hence suffering.
The suffering happens to the body or only to mind?
There is body suffering, which is called as diseases. That is, hunger is the first disease, thirst is the next disease, not getting a shelter to stay is the third disease, not able to wear the clothes is the fourth disease. These are the four.
I was thinking so far it is only mental. The reason is, it is just for what we see Panchabhutas, the quantity of Panchabhuta is not changed, it is same.
No, it is.
Only thing is,
No, it is
it
not.
is changing from one form to another form, right? Only form is changing.
No.
Basic element is...
The basic element is the same, but the quantity is changed.
Quantity is changed as far as if I see that I am one human being. I am talking about overall.
No, even overall also the quantity of each being, what it should have as Prithvi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu is changing, or it is reducing, not just changing, it is reducing. What you had yesterday, you don't have it today. What you have it today, you will not have
That
it.
I have understood. That I have understood.
Right.
It is continuous change. It is happening.
Yes.
But it is not you. Then if you say it is you only, it's a problem. It is not you.
No, it is not you, but that
when it
is...
is happening to your mind, that is something problem.
No, there are two Shuddhi. One is the Bhuta Shuddhi, one is the Chitta Shuddhi. This is the Bhuta. You should know the Bhutas, what they are. And you should know how they affect your Chitta, and hence Chitta Shuddhi. The personality is made up in the mind, which is Chitta.
Yeah.
But you are suffering with the body anyway. Isn't it or not? So you have to find an yogic method which will cut hunger, it will cut thirst, it will cut the need of wearing clothes, it will cut the need for of not able to sit for long hours. So you have to do some yogic exercises to make that body establish. Otherwise it is suffering only. This is a disease.
Yes.
So what they do, they found pranayama, they found asana, they found things which will make the body sustain that in order to purify the chitta. You cannot purify the chitta without having equanimity in the body. Can you do that?
Yes.
Let us say my stomach is upset. Can I be able to sit and meditate now? It's not possible.
Not possible.
So first I have to, let's say I am hungry now. Will I be able to continue on meditation? No. I am feeling like urinating. I am in a cave. I don't want to get up. But you have to urinate. So what the sages will first do is to purify the bhuta. So that they...
So that means it will be under their control, huh? All this.
Yes.
It will not go
yes.
beyond their...
They will not urinate for months together. They will not go for the mala for months together or years together. They don't have to eat for months together. They have to do that.
So that is called Bhuta Shuddhi. Okay.
Yes. And then...
And Manasa Shuddhi is nothing but what we have studied in this Bhagavad
Vedanta.
Gita and
Yes, that is Chitta Shuddhi.
Chitta.
Chitta is part of Manas only. Manas is just the screen, that's all. It doesn't have any life on its own. The Chitta gives it life.
It is not visible, but it is there.
It is there.
So Manasa doesn't have again this taste, touch, vision, nothing. It is there, right?
Nothing. It is another instrument. That is what Krishna explains in the 15th chapter. He says that there is another Indriya called as Manas. Know this. This is the one which spoils.
So Manas is Sukshma and our the real me is further Sukshma.
Correct. Sukshmati Sukshma.
Sukshmati Sukshma. Okay, Vilas, it is time. Now I have another meeting.
Yes, sure. We'll meet tomorrow then. All right.
8 p.m. here. Yeah.
Yeah. Good day. Good day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good day.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.